And good morning. Welcome. It is
well.
Epi 204. I actually had to look over to see what the number was. Episode 204 of the Podlie podcast. Happy Saturday morning. There's a lot of comments already in our comment chat line over here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Nicole. Yeah, lots of people were chiming in before we even went live here, which is great. So that is good to see. So we're going to do the same thing we did. I'm going to quickly talk about the topic, and then we'll jump into everything else, just so you know ahead of time. So topic this week is we're going to talk about working from home and not working from home, advantages, disadvantages. Of course, the government, AHS, et cetera, has mandated all their hybrid workers and everything back to their offices. So they're no longer working from home. So that's our topic. We're going to get into that and see maybe who works from home now and who doesn't, and do you like it and don't you, or all that kind of stuff. So we'll cover all of that. Now, our usual thing. Before we get into
The usual
comments,
thing.
how was your week?
Okay, but can I just ask about the
Yeah.
topic again now? Is it said, no, do you work from home? Do you not work from home? Blah, blah, blah.
Disadvantages, advantages,
Advantage,
pros,
yeah.
cons.
But I mean, are you saying, do you get paid to work at home and not work at home? Or do you...
Depends on the work.
or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be one of my questions.
Depends on the
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, there you go. Week
Yeah.
was good. Week was busy, somewhat high stress, but good. Went too quickly, which is normal. Well, if it's busy, it goes fast, and that's okay. If it's busy and stressful and it goes fast, well, then the weekend, welcome. So that's the kind of week it's been.
Good. And Paul?
I am under the weather.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. No, I'm feeling better. This week was rough. I was under the weather. Han, my son, took Thursday, Friday off. He's sick. I've been sick.
Wow.
I'm feeling better today. I'm vertical. I'm vertical today. But it's been you don't take days off of work, because I mean, I don't have a stressful job, right? But so apologies, guys, if I'm
Under the
sniffling and
weather.
stuff like that. So yeah, apologies. My energy's kind of down today too. So
Such a strange
apologies.
expression, under the weather.
Under the weather.
Under
we all
under
under
the
the
weather.
Aren't we all under the weather all the time?
Unless it's pouring rain or you're walking through a rainstorm and the rain, you're kind of in it.
You're
at
in
that
it
point.
still.
But it is always.
Oh, I've been
Very strange
through
expression.
I've been
Yeah.
through storms where I've seen rain go sideways. So you're sideways on the weather. Boy, there's
Yeah.
sideways in the weather. That
Yeah.
was
No, for sure.
a couple of times. But
For sure.
yeah. No, good sick week.
Well, it was a short week.
Sick week,
Because
short
we
week.
had the family day Monday, right?
Maybe
So-
that's why it flew by so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what I find, you guys? I find that weeks where you have a day off, it goes longer. It's longer for me.
Mhm.
And I think that's just catch up. I think that's what it is. It's just catch up. I'm not a obviously I'm a big old fan of, long weekends. I'm not a big old fan of having to catch up from everything after that third or fourth day,
Mhm.
So
And you, Mr. Bill?
Yeah. Again, as I just said, it was a short week, so it flew right by. It was
Flew
a busy week, and we had last night our Raven Music Club show, so we were.
Oh,
there.
that was
It was
great.
a great show. We did
what was her
that.
name?
Megan Page
Megan
was
Page.
our performer, along with her guitar player Van Duff.
Mr. Van Duff.
And,
Good guitar
That's a
player.
great stage name, eh?
Great stage name. So yeah, that was all good. But I was saying, and then we were here. So we were there last night, and then here very early this morning, so we could get our studio stuff set up. So it's like doing one show to the next show, and
Like roadies, man.
it's just like roadies. Yeah, we
Like
were going
on tour.
Which you're
Going
very
nonstop.
used to, though.
Yeah, going on.
You're
nonstop.
very
So-
used to, yeah.
So yeah, it was gone. Came by. I went bowling yesterday, and I usually my once a year bowling with the Short Park Chamber. As I'm
Nice.
on the board
10
there.
pin,
but we
I'm
have-
assuming.
I was just going to
5
say
pin.
5 or 10.
5 pin.
yeah, just the 5 pin.
Mm.
So, but having said that, there's got to be something wrong with those lanes, because it seemed to be tilted. My ball
Tilted
would
a little
always
bit?
want to go the one
Yeah.
kind of the one way.
Which bowling alley?
Gutter ball, Bill.
Short Park.
Sure,
Bowl.
but yeah, I heard that. Somebody else was saying that.
Gutter ball, Bill.
yeah. So, but it was fun. It was fun.
Did
to
you
get out.
strike?
I did get a few strikes.
Did you spare?
I did get some spares as well. Yeah. Not a lot, but
Well done.
I did. I broke 100.
It's funny how the English language works here. Strike in some situations, not so good.
Yeah.
A
Well, you
strike
know
in
what-
some situations, pretty good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a perfect score in bowling, is it not called a turkey?
Well, no, that's
I-
3 strikes in a row.
That's
strikes
3
in a row.
strikes in a row.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we
Thank
actually
you. That's
had
what it is. It's
one
turkey.
gentleman on our team who did it. He got 3 strikes in a row, so he got turkey.
I
Really?
have the distinction of having bowled almost a perfect game.
Really?
Almost.
Wow.
Why?
That-
is it-
And what
That's
happened?
9 strikes in a row.
Were you-
Wow.
9 strikes in a
Yeah.
row.
So what'd you get to 8?
Wow,
And then
good
miss
for
the
you.
next one?
Missed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Got a spare. But yeah, and that's because of short, probably uninteresting story. I just started bowling,
Mhm.
like probably just like a year. And I met this guy on the bus. He's a bus driver, and he was ex-pro bowler, ex-pro
Oh, wow.
bowler.
Wow, cool.
And somehow we got talking. I've talked to everybody, right? So someone got talking about bowling, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to be there tonight. Why don't you come by?" And blah 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 blah. So I came by, and he taught me.
Wow.
And he like all of a sudden it was like this is so easy.
That was 10
Cool.
pin?
No,
Or
5 pin.
5 pin, yeah.
That this was so easy, but it was so easy because he was coaching me, literally telling me how to stand, how to hold the ball, how to do this, like literally like full out coaching me. to
And
do
you
it.
still use those
And
those lessons?
No, because I went like 2-3 days later because I did that with him probably
Yeah.
about 4 times,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
after that, about 2-3 days later, I went bowling, and that's when I bowled that great game.
Yeah.
That was the only time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it went
Yeah.
downhill from there.
Yeah.
But it was also prime because the guy showed me everything, like stance.
Well,
like,
that's
like,
cool.
you name it. It was so awesome.
Oh, good.
That's really cool.
Nice.
That used to be a big birthday thing when we were kids. I remember my mom and dad, the birthday party would be a bowling birthday
Yeah.
party for
Yeah.
me and my friends.
Cool.
It was 5 pin. Yeah.
And then the best part of it all is I didn't even pay when he was training me, like in the bowling alley.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
free lifetime bowling because he was a pro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even pay for anything.
Well,
And he taught me how to bowl. It was like really amazing. Actually.
that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
Maybe we'll
but that was a long time ago, and I don't remember it, and I'll never ever bowl
That's-
that well again.
I was just going to say, maybe sometime way down the road, we'll have to do a Podlie bowling tournament.
We'll
or
have to
something.
Podlie
I'm
bowling
in.
tournament. That's
Yeah.
right.
Podlie,
I'm in.
Podlie bowling
Just a
tournament.
very quick comment here about YouTube. In case, by some remote chance you're not familiar with YouTube, how YouTube works, you'll see the comments on the right hand side here. If you're watching it on your television, that's great. You see it, but you can't comment. Actually, you can. So if you take your phone and if you're hooked up to the same network, so if you're at home and you're watching YouTube, chances are likely your phone and your YouTube station, channel, TV, whatever is hooked up to the same network. If you go to the comment section on your remote and just click on it, it'll tell you that it'll give you a code that you can scan with your phone. If you scan that code, then you'll be able to comment from your phone, even though you're watching it on your TV.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I know last time
That's your public service
that's a
announcement.
public service announcement because I know some people want to comment, but they're like, I don't want to
Yeah.
watch it on TV because I can't comment. Well, you can.
Yeah, there you go. Let's look at some of these comments real quick, then we'll get into our topic. By the way, Mr. Cliff, Nicole did say, good morning, and it's Saturday. There you go.
Thanks, Nicole. It's always a nice
Uh,
shout out. It means more now. It's sort of relevant.
I was
now.
just thinking about that too. All right, I'll let it pass
Yeah.
now. Now that we're on Saturdays.
And anybody who's new here, we used to have the podcast on Monday nights, and one time I think on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
But for some odd reason, I don't even remember why Saturday became a thing.
I don't
I
know.
don't even remember.
Were we talking about Elton John? And
Maybe.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. But so anyway, lots of comments, as I said, coming up. I saw a couple on the topic already. So Manny says disadvantage to working at home. Too many distractions at home that make it difficult to focus working from home.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I work from home.
Yeah.
I have a full-time job. I've been working from home for be 4 years. Prior to that, I did not work from home. I was an outside sales guy, so I was on the road all the time, whether it be here or on the road, meaning like up through northern Alberta, BC, always on the road. So I wasn't sure what working from home would be like. But now I do. I work from home full time, and
How long's it
actually,
been now for you?
it'll be almost 4 years.
Wow.
And actually, have not had an
Been that
issue with it. I have a home office, and I have a pretty flexible job. Basically, we kind of almost run our territories. I have all of Edmonton now, northern Alberta, like franchise per se. I kind of call it like that. So we have the full right to run it how we want. And having said that, the working from home has been great for me.
Mhm.
And because I have flexibility, I sometimes come and work at our Briar Patch Cottage location because I have an office here. So sometimes I'll work in that office during the day as well.
Mhm.
So we kind of alternate days on that. But
Mhm.
yeah, for me, it's worked out well. I have a home office set up at home, and yeah. So,
So
and
Bill-
not for it doesn't work for everybody. For me, it works
For you,
well.
it works. So let me ask you then, Bill. Do you find yourself, like one of the whatever sides, whether it's downside or upside or what, I don't know, but Do you find that potential downside from working at home is that you're always working?
You have to
Yeah,
be
that's a good question.
careful with that. And you know, with Cliff, as you being in sales and being outside sales too, you know, you're always, you know, I do check emails and things. I get a lot of emails coming in. So
And are
I'm
you checking them still
responding.
at 10 o'clock at night?
Not usually. I usually will shut it down. We have a particular setup for our company wide where they don't want their employees to be working past a certain time. So if I go into my email, for example, I'll get a notification that comes up and says you were emailing on an out of office time.
Oh,
And
that's
it'll
cool.
tell me that I'm shouldn't be emailing.
Yeah, you shouldn't be emailing at that time,
actually at that time because we're supposed to be done.
Yeah.
But in the sales role, as you know,
Yeah.
7 days a week, I might be answering emails. I have a
Right.
work phone as well.
Well, and that's the
so-
thing, right? The you know the and then this is why I'm asking you, right? The connectivity where it's a plus in so many ways.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, if I get a message, and it's in even slightly important,
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at.
You're there. You're there.
Yeah.
That's you're on the clock.
So the connectivity is
Yeah.
great, but it's also then it lends itself to being, and I don't mean necessarily like physically there, but
Yeah.
mentally, it's like you're always working.
Yeah, so it's very
Yeah.
rare. Most nights, you know, as I get into that 6 o'clock time, 6:30, I would literally shut my work computer down, so it's not on.
Mhm.
And then I'm usually on it like early in the morning, like 6:30. Part of that reason is because our head office is out east, so they're 2 hours ahead.
Right.
So sometimes I jump on things to kind of see what's going on. But a lot of times at night, I will shut my work computer like right down.
Yeah.
So that don't feel like I got to go over there.
So then you
I'm
have a
not hearing
proper work-life balance. Then.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing the ping of the emails.
Oh,
coming
the
in.
emails
yeah.
coming in, yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't keep your work phone on you.
Right.
You have
I
separate
turn my-
phones, right?
I have separate phones. I have
Right.
my personal phone and I have
Right.
my work phone. So virtually everything I can do on my computers, our work phones are set up that I
Right.
can do
Yeah, you
everything,
can do
on
everything,
my phone as well. But I shut it off at night.
Okay.
So, but yeah, in the business I'm in, you know, the emails will come through on the weekend for sure because I'm working with dealers. So,
Right.
you know, they need stuff in the week or they
Right.
gotta get, so they'll
Yeah.
send stuff.
Yeah.
I'll get emails popping up on a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can we do this? Can we get this? And
Mhm.
but yeah, so I've kind of learned that you gotta, you know, shut things off.
Shut things off a bit,
and,
yeah.
Is that the way you like to work? Is that the way you like to work? And I mean,
I've been doing
I get-
sales for 30 years. So
Right.
for me, answering
You
the
don't know
phone
any other way.
at any other time
Yeah.
or being available,
Yeah.
you know, there would be times and outside where I'd go into when I was working with the end user per se, where I would meet people at an office on a Saturday because they needed equipment for an installation, you know, for a Monday or whatever,
Mhm.
or we'd have to get, so, you know, I'd meet the techs on a Saturday and
Yeah,
get
yeah,
things loaded up. So I pop in for a Saturday morning just to get everything done and then go back home.
Right.
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 Well, it's funny, just a little off topic, but when I was younger, I always really liked working nights. Loved working nights because you can get so much personal stuff done during the days.
If you have that,
I
yeah.
loved working nights. It was fantastic. There was, you know, you didn't have to deal with traffic. You didn't have
Yeah.
to deal with a lot of people. You know, it was great. I loved working nights.
And what
but-
about, and so you, Cliff, you're kind of hybrid, like you're able to work in all the, you can
I'm
work in
everywhere.
your office, but you can work anywhere. You can send a coffee shop with your laptop.
Correct, yeah.
Anywhere there's internet. That's kind
Any-
of with me. Anywhere there's internet.
Anywhere there's there, and of course I got data on my phone, so I use the hotspot, and that's so the upside. The
Mhm.
upside is my schedule's my own.
Mhm.
I mean, within reason. We always have clients,
Of
but
course.
within reason, my schedule's my own. It's not like I have an 8 to 5, whatever the case may be. But the downside of that is that you're never done because you don't have an 8 to 5,
yeah.
right?
And
I mean,
do you and do you? Bill mentioned that he can shut it off. Do you feel like you're always at work? You're
No, I feel like
always
I'm always at work.
changed to your phone.
I feel like I'm always at work, and it's
Yeah.
not even so much that
Yeah.
I will necessarily answer an email, but it's my only phone. I don't separate work and personal phone. And what happens is that when the email comes in, I'll see it, or get notified, whatever the case may be, and there my mind's in it now.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if I answer the email, my mind is in it, right? And I don't know if this makes sense when I say this, but there's two kinds of work. There's the physical work and there's the mental work, right?
Mhm.
And it's one thing to say physical work ends, sure, you know, while you're sitting on the couch watching TV or having food, whatever, but the mental side of things doesn't end. And I'm a person that really doesn't need a mental peace, mental calm. right? I don't know how to say this without sounding like some arrogant fool. I'm not, but I'm a thinker. I like to think. In order to think, you have to quiet your mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you cannot be watching TV, you cannot be watching
Mhm.
scrolling, doom scrolling, you cannot be
Mhm.
answering emails,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc., etc. In order to think, I don't know if everybody's like this, but I certainly am. In order to think, I need a mind that is peaceful
Right.
and not on certain subjects like work or so on and so
Mhm.
forth, right?
Yeah.
So one of the upsides of working of my job is I can work from anywhere. My schedule is my own. I can sit in the coffee shop for 2 hours and get a
Mhm.
whole bunch of work done and have coffee while doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I love all of that. The downside is that I never ever seem to be mentally off work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that to me,
So,
is actually a concern.
oh, okay, and you just partially answered my next question. Have you found any sort of negative ramifications, i.e., weight gain, i.e.,
Yes.
new?
Yes.
Okay, so explain.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. One of the fascinating things about a free schedule is that you think, oh well, I just go to the gym for 2 hours in the middle of the day because I
Right.
can do that, blah blah
Mhm.
blah,
Right.
and you possibly can. But the fact of the matter is, if I've got a person client that needs something, until I give them that, it's on my mind,
It's yeah.
right? Or if I need to do something and I have a deadline coming up, it's on my mind, right? It's not like when I walk into my office, there's the anchoring. It's called anchoring, right? When you walk into your office, boom, you're in work mode,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So when you're not in that system, every time you sit at a coffee shop, your phone rings, you're
Yeah.
working. Every time, like whatever time, and then in the morning, sometimes like I'm generally at my computer before 5 o'clock every morning, generally, and so setting up the day, a photographer will message me at 5 o'clock and say, I'm sick, whatever the case may be. Now I got to scramble to try and fit
Get
that
somebody.
in.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I tell them, listen, if you know there's a problem, doesn't matter what time of night it is, message me.
Yeah.
Right. So then all of a sudden at 9:30, I'll be just winding down, thinking, let's have a little shot of whiskey.
And then ping.
And all of a sudden, ping.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cliff. I'm sick. I'm throwing up. I can't come to work in
Yeah.
the morning. Now I'm on the computer looking at the schedule. Who's who? Where's my other people? Who can I get going? Blah, 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 etc. Right?
Yeah, for sure. You've got that, a little bit. Obviously, with mine, I'm dealing with all sorts of different projects and things for you, but not like that.
Not like
right?
that,
I'm
right.
not getting a call at 9 o'clock. Oh, so and so can't come in. So for
Correct.
you, that's definitely something where you're on all the time.
All the
right?
time. Right?
I just quickly want to say hi, Deborah. You're here, Deborah Hughes Guard. Deborah
Hi,
said
Deb.
that she loves working from home. That is her cup of tea, basically.
Nice.
By the way, Manny's saying happy birthday, Nicole. So, Nicole, is it your birthday today?
She said it was.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nicole. Happy birthday to you. That was terrible.
That was
Man,
horrible.
can we harmonize?
No, we can't. What do you mean?
Man, can we? We're like
Yeah.
monkeys,
All our audience
and
is
Like
not
left.
monkeys.
and not double E,
Yeah, we harmonize like
an
monkeys.
EY.
Yeah. So Deborah's commented. I saw Manny. I think who said she doesn't like to work from home. Nicole said she would love to work from home, but with kiddos around, it would be a distraction
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So I think it really depends on your environment.
So if you go back though, right? Like if you just step back for a moment, like, so I always joke that I really should be a gas jockey, right? Because I can go in at 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's say for argument's
Pump
sake, at
gas for the
co-op.
day.
I can go in at 6 in the morning. I get to move. I get to have a physical
Mhm.
job. I get to be out in the elements.
Yep.
I get to talk to people, which I
Yep.
really like. I get to talk to people.
Yep.
Pump gas for 8 hours, and when I take my vest off or whatever,
You're done. Game over. You're
peace
Cliff.
out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
The rest of my time, and
Yeah.
when I say time, I mean mental time,
Yep.
is my own.
Yeah.
Right now, can a person survive on a gas jockey job?
Likely
Financially
not.
speaking, not.
Likely
That's the
not.
issue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome, Nicole. By the way, saw your comment there. She thanked us. Well, that's right. And I did work in retail as well.
Right.
Like I started. I think the first ever job was as a cook, and then
Me
I
too.
moved into retail.
Me too.
So I had those. Yeah, I had those retail hours where it was like 9 to
Mhm.
5, and
Mhm.
working in the paint business, and that was a little different because we would be in at like 7 in the morning because I had to be in for a lot of my commercial guys.
commercial guys.
Because they would come and be picking up all their paint for their house jobs and
Mhm.
stuff, commercial jobs,
Mhm.
whatever we had during the day. So we were always in early, but it was like, 7 to 4, 7 to 4:30 kind of thing. And then you're right, your day is done. You're not
Done.
really thinking
Yeah.
so much about work at that
Mhm.
point, right? You go in the next day and you do the same thing. But
Yeah.
in the sales side or the outside sales,
You're always on.
you're always on. It's far different for sure. And you, of course, worked at night, so it was a little bit different because you had
Well,
your
it's
days
funny
to
with
do
my
things.
it's funny with my and I really enjoyed that. It's funny with
Yeah.
my job now
Yeah,
because
you
for
work
all
afternoons.
well, the hours aren't great for a single dad, but it is what it is. What's interesting about my job is I've always been offered to work at home. My boss works at home. I haven't seen my boss in 3 months.
That's right. I guess with
Three
what you're doing, you
for
could easily broadcast
e-
from home if you wanted
easily.
to.
All
But
I
you
need
don't.
is a computer and a microphone. And they have offered Paul work from home. I have never ever taken them up on that once. I have only ever worked from the office. Reason being, I like I like purpose. I like the purpose of being there
Of
when you're
going there.
when you're in the office. To both your points, you are in work mode. You're in work mode. You're not being sidelined by TV. You're not being sidelined by kids. You're not being sidelined by the fridge. You're not being sidelined by the fridge, for goodness sakes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I really and for all I need a microphone and a computer. I could work at home all day every day if the offer's there. I've never done it, nor would I. I really like the purpose of actually going
So
to
how many
the
people
office.
actually come into the office?
I'm with
for
one other guy.
just the two of you are in
It's
there?
just the two. Well, it's
Oh.
just the two of us that Sorry,
Right.
it's just the two of us that broadcast from the Edmonton office. Anyways,
Right.
We've got people in Calgary as well,
Right.
right? But they're all in the office. I'm
Mhm.
not aware of them being at home either. They all come in too.
Right.
My guy comes from Jackson, comes from the north end all the way to the international airport. It's 25 minutes from him.
Mhm.
Same reason. He's got young kids too, so it would be bothersome on the microphone. But he likes the purpose of
Yeah.
being at a job, being in an
Mhm.
office, clocking in, for lack of a better term. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
And we have, like, with my uh, job, obviously, when you're working retail and stuff, yeah, you're right there with everybody every day. With mine, we do a lot of communication over Zoom and Teams. We can call each other really quick that way if you need to.
Yeah.
So we communicate with other staff members and things that way. We have meetings every week. Every Monday we have meetings. So we see everybody then. And then, of course, we travel together on bigger trips. So we
Right.
see everybody then as well. But yeah, it's not for everybody for sure.
and I got to ask this, Bill, and it's this is not a question in jest. Do you get up in the morning? Do you shower? Do you do your exercises? Do you have your breakfast, and then clock in at whatever 8:30 in the
Oh yeah, I
morning?
get up. It's treated as a regular day of work. So I'll get up and
So
get up early,
you
shower and
have
stuff.
never at home done your job in your pajamas and your bunny slippers.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's really
You
important.
could very well, but
Yeah.
I've never done that. I always get
No,
up and
I get up.
I get ready for work. And like I said, now we kind of
Yeah.
alternate days too. And what I mean by alternating, so our daughter China works here as well, but sometimes she will stay home. And since we've had the new dog, we alternate sometimes as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, sometimes I'll just come and I work in the office.
See,
here
and that's what
too,
worries
so.
me, you guys, is if I do work at home, I become complacent. You know, I, you know, I wouldn't brush my teeth. I wouldn't have breakfast. I would just get up. I'd turn the computer on and away I go. I don't like that.
Mhm.
That's not purpose for me.
Yeah,
You know.
well, I think because of not working from home before,
Yeah.
you get into your regular
Yeah.
routine. But and sometimes you never know. I might have to go out to visit a dealer or something, so I got to be ready for that.
You got to be
So,
ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And see, with me, I get up, scoot around the corner into the next room, which is my office, and grab a cup of coffee, of course, scooting around the corner,
Yeah.
turn my computer on,
Yeah.
and I'm on. But I get up early, and the only time anybody will actually need me in person is probably after 7:30, let's say,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So I got to be ready at that point.
At 7:30.
But the fact of the matter is, sometimes I'll get up at 5 after 4, and I'll pour myself a cup of coffee, and I'll be at my computer at 4:30,
Mhm.
and No, I've not dressed, I've not showered, I've not done nothing, right? But then I'll work there for a couple of
And
hours,
then go.
and
there
then
you go,
get up, stretch, yawn, come alive, all that type of stuff, and then go shower and do all the natural things,
Thanks.
and then be ready to go, and then normally get back at my computer and do a little bit more work before I head
But
out the door.
like you said, you have to be ready all the time, right? Because what if you're getting at 8 o'clock in the morning, you do get that, you have a 10 o'clock shoot, and
Correct.
the photographer calls up at 8 and says, I can't go. Now you gotta,
I gotta do something,
You
right?
gotta
So
do
I'm
something.
there, whatever the case may be, right? Go help out.
you
do
gotta be
whatever,
ready to
right?
go. By the way, just quickly, Deborah Hughes Gar said, wow, great singing. The dog had to come and see.
Join in. Dog had to come in
And
join
howl
in.
a
I
lot,
love
Deb.
it.
I went
I
along with
love it. That's awesome.
So I don't know. I've it's a little difficult for me to see all the comments coming through, but obviously there are some people on here that have jobs that you cannot work from home.
Yeah, it doesn't work. For
It
you.
doesn't work. I mean, there are people who need to be physically there. I often say that I envy the people who work in the schools, the teachers and the support staff and everybody
Mhm.
else. I often say I envy them because they start early, they leave early, and the rest of the day is theirs.
Mhm.
And I often say I envy that. I know there are exceptions. I know obviously there are some teachers that volunteer and do a whole bunch of things, and some office staff that do a whole bunch of things, and coaching and all the
Mhm.
wonderful stuff for school. I know all of that. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's really cool in my mind anyway to be around the liveliness of children
Yeah.
and
Sure.
and the I'm always in awe of education. I love education. It's one of my favorite things. So to be able to roam the halls of school, of an education facility, and hang with the kids, and hang with fellow
There's
fellow
energy,
teachers, and
there's-
all the
yeah.
energy that comes with that, I love that. And I always think to myself, gee, I could do that, because then when I'm done, I can go home. Yes, I'll have papers to correct and all, but nonetheless, my job is is there, and my mind can go to other things.
Yeah.
But I've still had the joy of hanging around these people. Right now, I get the joy of hanging around these people, but when I leave, I go home, and now I have 4 hours worth of computer work to do.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I love it, and I appreciate the time that I'm in the schools. I really appreciate being in the schools because I love that environment. But then when I get home, I got 4 hours worth of stuff to do, 8 hours worth of stuff
Yeah.
to do still, right? So
Yeah.
so there's downsides and plus sides, and not like be totally just on the personal side. I'm very grateful for my job. It's awesome to have a job that you can do, and that you like, and that you enjoy, and that you get paid a good dollar for, and stuff like that. So
The reason, and you brought this up, Bill, this week, because the reason for this topic is because the Alberta government just mandated the people, the government workers that were
Working from
were
home.
working from home, that were asked to work from home because of
During
COVID,
COVID,
circa
yeah.
2020, 2019, have now been mandated back
They have to go back.
to work.
So
So
same with AHS
and
Alberta
with
Health
AHS.
Services. They
So my
mandated all their workers go back to the office now too.
correct. So my
Good,
question
yeah.
then becomes, if that work can be done at home, if the work can be done at home, should workers be mandated to go back to an office?
that's a good question.
You
Mhm.
know, and is it a productivity thing? Is it I'm assuming the executives think it's probably a productivity thing. You get more done in the office
Maybe.
because it's
Maybe.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you what,
you
not
know.
like I can only speak from personal experience. My wife at home, she works from home. I think she works a hybrid, and she's probably going to end up going back to the office. But my God, let me tell you something. The commute time would probably be an hour and a half on a winter day,
Mhm.
an hour and an hour and 10 minutes. Let's say on a summer day.
Yeah.
I promise you,
She works in
they
the city, Cliff?
they probably get 2 hours more work out of her on average
From home.
From home.
working home.
Yeah.
Because she does the same thing I do, right? Grab your cup of coffee, zoom to the computer,
Yeah.
and she's on, and boom, she's there. Same thing at night, right? Sometimes, so all of a sudden 7 o'clock, she's still working,
Yeah.
right? As far as I'm concerned, they get a lot more productivity out of her because she's so committed to her job. They get a lot more productivity out of her working from home, because that commute time's got to come from somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
going to have to come from the work.
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yep.
Right
Yep.
now, she
Yep.
uses it for work.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, no, and actually, just before I get into talking about another one advantage of working from home, which you kind of touched on, guess what time it is?
Oh, goodness me. Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the middle of the podcast.
But you're right. That is, one of the advantages. Of course, you just kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
Is if it is the middle of winter and there's a huge blizzard, and
Correct.
you're watching on the traffic reports on the news, etc., and it's bumper to bumper.
Good job, Bill.
and,
Thanks.
and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have to go out.
Correct.
I can stay home. I
That's
don't
right.
have to go battle all the traffic
And
or the
battle all
horrible
the traffic
roads.
or-
Listen
Yeah,
to the
definitely-
traffic
definitely
reports, my
advantage.
friends. Listen to the traffic
for sure.
reports.
Nicole says, you are right. It really needs to be about people collaborating face to face, shoulder to shoulder,
For the greater
for
good
the
of
greater
everyone.
good of everyone. So, I've often felt, in our community league board, we can have a Zoom meeting, share ideas, and I feel things fall to the wayside.
You know what, Nicole, I would tend to agree with you in so many ways. I've said this on the podcast before many times over the last 200 episodes. And I mean, I'm not trying to sound metaphysical and all this type of jazz. But the fact of the matter is, I strongly believe, and I'm sure science can back it up, is that we have an energy field around us. We have an aura around us. And that energy field, in my mind, knows how to connect with the energy field that's next to you, because we're all human. And I honestly, truly believe that all the zoomings and the teamings and the Facebooks and all the wonderful social media that we're so mired and stuck in the mud with, honestly, I believe we are literally removing ourselves from that connection, from that energy
100%.
connection that we have. Because I think we all, I mean, I'm, like I said, science can back it up, but we have an aura around us. How far from the body does that energy emanate? Probably depends on the person. It's probably depending on the
Your
person.
aura is banging into mine right now.
Exactly,
so-
right? So, and if it's a good aura, then you're going to feed. That energy is going to feed.
How about that, friends? Banging auras on the Podlie podcast on a Saturday morning. Welcome to the
Not that
Podlie
there's anything
podcast.
wrong with
Not that
that.
there's anything wrong with that. Sounds like a good rap song. Eh?
Banging auras on a Saturday morning.
It's a good band name.
Good banging. Yeah. But I mean, I think honestly, and I think that energy transfer, that energy connection that you get when you're around people that hopefully are positive people, I think that is what's missing to a massive degree in our world currently. And I think one of the upsides, regardless of all of the downsides, I'm sure there are, one of the upsides of getting back to the office is hopefully the office is a pleasant environment. It's an energetic environment. And then in that case, I think it's an upward spiral.
Guys, I got to be
Mhm.
honest with you. I felt really odd going back to the outside workforce. I was doing voiceover work from home.
Yeah.
During most of COVID,
Mhm.
because all of my stuff was shut down for COVID. Coming out of COVID, you guys, I felt really odd. How do I act? What do I say?
What do you say?
I felt really, I felt I absolutely felt antisocial.
Mhm.
Absolutely antisocial. I think that in and of itself warrants most people in an office. Do you know what I mean? I just think, to your point, I just think it's so mentally helpful. I really do, because I really sunk.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's assuming that the office environment is
not toxic.
it's
Sure,
not toxic,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because I mean, like I know some offices you walk in, there's like it's like the air is heavy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, peace out. I'll go work in a restaurant. Thanks.
Yeah.
For a better environment,
yeah.
I'll go work in a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that one of the
That's a
things I really
stretch.
like is Edmonton. It's such a beautiful place. I mean, like you got to appreciate the amenities that we have.
Yeah.
Libraries are everywhere, right? There's a library on 118th. There's a library
yeah.
on Fulton area. There's the library downtown.
Downtown, yeah.
There's a library in the West End, and library in Duggan.
I have
Duggan
two
area.
within 7 minutes of my house.
And
Mhm.
and that's what I do. Sometimes if I need a quiet place to work,
You go to the library.
oh man, I tell you, take my computer, go find a nice little nook in the library, and it's fantastic, right? So these are the benefits and these are the advantages of being able to do that. And I don't take that lightly. I appreciate that tremendously.
Mhm.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the people that do have to go to an office, if it's a lively environment, happy for them. If it's one of those environments that I've seen in the past where the air is heavy,
Yeah.
then man, oh man, that can really take its toll on
There's
people.
a comment you can read there, Paul, that just popped up.
We're losing the ability to read people and the energy put out by not interacting. We're
100%.
becoming illiterate. Is that say illiterate?
Yes.
Yeah.
In human interaction. What?
Who said that? I agree.
5 million%. 5 million%. And I found that in myself. Not that I was very good at reading people to begin with,
Yeah.
but
That's 100% accurate.
absolutely.
Comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was talking about earlier, right? With the aura, that energy that we get from other people and that we provide to other people. I think that's missing, and that's in my mind, that's a huge thing, to be honest with
And
you.
we've talked about this before on the podcast, even just, with the use of devices, etc., right?
Mhm.
Where you walk into a room and everybody's on their device, nobody's
Yeah.
making eye contact or talking to each other, because you might as well just sit here. I'm not going to talk.
Well,
I'll text you. Even
I'll
though we're
text you,
sitting
I
next to each other. Yeah.
Bill, after working at home for, I think it was probably about 14 months, probably a year and a half, I couldn't even form proper sentences.
Mhm.
Like, honest to gosh, my vocabulary was gone, and really, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Couldn't
It's
hold a
funny,
conversation.
like, I don't know what episode it was. It was a good discussion we had on one of
Yeah.
the Podlie podcast episode. I remember because it was really on my mind, and I proposed the topic about whether social media
Yeah.
in general is actually providing us with connection, or is it making us more and more disconnected?
Mhm.
And we had that discussion some podcasts episodes back. I don't know when, but it was a really interesting discussion, and everybody that checked in had similar fears and stuff as I did,
Mhm.
because I think in so many ways social media is disconnecting us.
Mhm.
And now the work from home, Paulie, to your point, now the work from home coupled with social media, coupled with this, coupled with that, I think it has served to disconnect us in many, many ways. Right. And I'm sure there's downsides of being mandated back to the office. I feel for the people who love to work from home and are very productive, but then they mandated back to the offices. I feel for
Mhm.
these people. So I don't know. I don't really have a sort of a stand up opinion about it. I'm not really sure how I feel about
I
it.
guess I guess my question is psychologically speaking, and from a humanities point of view, maybe we don't need people.
Mhm.
Maybe we don't need people. Maybe we just stay in our little huts and we all work from home. I mean, obviously, teachers can. Well, teachers can. It's been proven. Teachers can.
Mhm.
That's been proven. I mean, nurses and doctors can as well, surgeons notwithstanding, but they can as well. I happen to know a nurse who has got an online consulting business and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I guess for all intents and purposes, we can maybe all just try and
Mhm.
Well, it's coming.
socially stay at home.
It's coming.
Yeah,
I mean, there are
And I
surgeons-
agree with you, Cliff. I think it's coming.
Well, it's coming. I mean, even surgery, say, maybe surgeons notwithstanding. No. Surgeons too. Let me tell you something. It's going to come to a point where surgeons are sitting at home and actually literally manipulating robot arms to do the surgery.
My daughter now works in an OR.
Yeah.
As an OR nurse, and there is she watched an operation done using robotic
Oh yeah,
arms.
It's already
at the
happening.
hospital.
And it's funny because I just heard on the radio this week, and I don't think it was an Alberta comment. I think it was a Canada comment. But people now, if they are sick, they won't go to a doctor. They're going to look it up online.
Oh yeah,
They look it up online.
You
know?
can do that.
you get a lot of
a
misinformation.
as
but
you
yes.
say,
And there's
yeah.
been a lot of misinformation, and it was a doctor speaking, and he's like, no, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and this is what doctors are battling against.
Okay, but in fairness, a lot of doctors are giving you misinformation.
Well, that's true too. Yeah,
right.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We could talk about that as a Podlie podcast
Yeah,
topic
no,
sometime
you're not
in
wrong.
future too. But
Mhm.
One interesting thing I heard back in the sort of the later COVID times because they were talking to a couple of this is in the UK. They were talking to a couple of doctors and asking them about the vaccine and all these types of stuff, and
Mhm.
ask them, where did you get this in, like, but and a lot of the doctors were getting the information off the media because they didn't have time to read the papers.
And-
Oh
and,
no.
And the media is controlled by who?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah.
Right. So then the doctors are listening to the media is listening to Pfizer. This is what could possibly go wrong?
Go
here,
wrong. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So
It's a
sorry,
nifty little cycle.
James just had one of the robotic surgical devices up on our screen there, the Da Vinci device.
oh,
So which
for
is,
single what surgery, James? I missed that.
it's used. There you go. He
Oh,
shared-
single port
He,
surgery.
he was just sharing the screen, so you at home can see this as well.
Oh, can you? Oh, so that's
yeah.
going out on. Oh,
So
the
that
line.
they
Oh,
can
nice.
see this at home as well. So Da Vinci, there's different types of models. Of
Yeah,
obviously
multi-port,
there's
single port.
these items that surgeons can use now, right?
Kind of looks like my Keurig.
Yeah.
Foundation.
Like surgery is done in such a way, like my daughter joked, she was in the operating room yesterday. I'm not sure. She's been working in the neurological option, so a lot of brain and
Mhm.
but yesterday she was kind of joking. They had the Canada Finland Olympic game on in the operating room yesterday while the surgeons were working, so they could watch the game.
So they can watch the game.
Can you
So-
imagine that? Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a
Jeez.
double touch on that rock.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Off topic. Some of the teachers in my kids' school allowed them to
Oh,
watch
yeah, they
as
did
well,
that.
which I think is great.
yeah,
I mean,
my
that's
grandson said at the junior high school they shut class down.
that's
and put the game on.
nationalism.
Put the
I
game on,
I like
nice.
that very much.
Yeah, but again, going back even to the economy side of things. So all these government workers, say in Edmonton, for an example, now are all mandated back to work,
Right.
Which has been prior to that has hurt the economy of the downtown area quite a
Oof.
bit because there's nobody going for lunch at
Correct.
restaurants. There's
Good
nobody.
point.
There's nobody around.
100%.
So now by bringing them back, now you're going to have a lot more people in the downtown area at lunch times and maybe dinner times, coffee times, whatever the case might be, right? So maybe that will bring some revitalization back to that downtown area because really the only time it's ever full of people now is if like there's a hockey game
Right.
or a concert because we've got Rogers Arena, which is
Yeah,
in
Ice District. Yeah.
downtown. If you don't live in Edmonton, it's all the Ice District. So concerts, that kind of thing is when that's busy. Other than that, and I used to work, my office was downtown. It was quiet.
Quiet,
I could walk, especially during COVID. After
What
COVID
year was
times.
that, Bill?
Let's say
Was that COVID?
because I was still working with an AV dealer in downtown Edmonton at that point. So after COVID, like 2022,
All right.
Yeah, you went for
Alright.
sign, right? I met
It
you
was-
for lunch down there one
yeah,
time.
you did. It was.
Thanks for the invite.
with Cine Audiovisual. Yeah, so but it was quiet. Like I'd walk over for lunch and stuff, and there wasn't very many people walking around the streets
Yeah.
of downtown.
Yeah, that's one of the
Even then,
pluses
right?
for sure, right?
I
mean,
agree.
you
That's
gotta
a positive.
revitalize downtown, right? And that's the other quote unquote downside, if there is a downside. I think there is. To working from home, you're going to save a lot of dollars, right? Because you
don't
home
have the
food,
overhead.
and you're going to eat healthier. As far as I'm concerned, you're going to eat at home.
And as a business owner, you don't have the big overhead at that point. either.
Correct. I mean, so in my mind, there's a lot of advantages to working from home. For the employee, you get to eat home food. You
True.
don't have to spend money on lunches and then gasoline and travel. So that's a bonus. But then for the employer, I mean, there were a bunch of employers after COVID that shut down big buildings.
They did.
because they didn't need them.
Well, their
A lot of
their
IT companies,
vacancy
et
space
cetera.
downtown is astronomical.
Right. So
Yeah.
what's the government going to do? What is I
That's true.
haven't read anything about why they're doing this. I don't know what the business case or the business driver for it is. But now they're going to have to revisit all of their buildings and make sure that people can come to work
Mhm.
Yeah.
and have the buildings. And then what? More, they have to turn the heaters on. They have to maintain the buildings. There's a lot of outlay, as far as I'm concerned, of dollars to ensure that all these people come back to work at the offices. So I don't know what the business case is. Like, what is the business driver? Do we know? Have they given us reasons?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Here's a comment from Nicole.
However, the mandated back to work has been a huge other issue, quote unquote, as in someone is
Flexing.
flexing their controlitarian muscle. Totally political in wanting people to know that this person is in charge.
Mhm.
Sorry, I just had to
Yeah.
move there. Well, great for the employers. I mean, they can
Well, you've got huge.
put their iron fist down, and they can, look over people's
Oh,
shoulders now.
okay,
It's great
but
for the
like,
employers now.
I guess
know?
you could say that, and you could probably be right, a percentage of the
Mm,
time.
mm.
And you could also say that it's that some people are slacking off at home and not
Mhm.
doing the job, and you'd be right some parts of the time.
Mhm.
But I think that like I would be curious to know, let's say go down the middle. So one side is the employers are all I don't know, ass hats, and they want to
Mhm.
exercise their power.
Mhm.
The other side is that you got some people that are not doing the job or not accomplishing what they should be accomplishing.
Mhm.
So, if you take those two sides out and you go down the middle and you say, okay, well, for 80% of people, this is working okay, but now the government or AHS or whoever employer says that we want to mandate them coming back to work. I'd be really curious to know what the actual business case for that is. Like,
Yeah,
what
it
is
would
the
be-
driver?
It'd be interesting again to see the metrics and the
Correct.
productivity of that, because
Correct.
you've got, you can work from home, and obviously if you're just slacking and laying on the couch all day,
Yeah.
your whatever your job
Well-
might be, it's going to show up, right? It's going to show up to your boss and employer,
The
because
results don't show.
the results aren't going to be there, right?
Yeah.
And they can measure that. Like if I'm not doing the numbers I'm supposed to be doing, then
Yeah.
obviously they're going to see that, because
Yeah.
they measure it all, right?
Yeah.
So anybody who's working from home, if they're successful and the productivity's there, like I said, some of these huge IT companies and things would shut down and just put all their workers at home, but they're totally measured as well. So they can, if a worker is not hitting the numbers or doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're going to see it. So
Yeah.
that person's obviously sitting, eating in the kitchen or watching their favorite TV show all
Television show,
day
yeah.
instead of being, doing their work. They're
Yeah.
going to see it.
And like for instance, I'm sure everybody's this way. I don't know, but my wife, when she's working from home, she's logged on to the servers at work.
Yeah.
I mean, they know
So they see her.
100% what
Yeah,
when
they
she
see her.
logged on, when she logged off.
We are as
everything,
well.
right? They
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
right? And with me, fine, I'm not on any server at work, but the fact of the matter is, it's results oriented.
Mhm.
I can do whatever I want. I can slack off all I want if the results are there.
But if your numbers aren't there,
Then forget
then
it.
you're not
Right.
you're obviously slacking too much.
Exactly, right?
Can I ask a rhetorical? Can I put out a rhetorical situation here? A woman has a office job where she goes to work. She's COVID happens. She's mandated home. She gets pregnant. She has a child, which is fine because she's working from home. And now she's mandated back to the office, which I believe is one of the arguments that a lot of people are saying. Well, I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel
How-
terrible about it.
How do you?
I mean, this
but-
this woman has created her life for herself based on the job that she had.
But it's the job that she had, meaning it was an office job.
Okay, but
So-
but see, this is the okay. Honestly, this is what irritates me sometimes, right? Because so during COVID, they said you can't come to the office, but we still need you to be productive. So therefore, we're going to set you up with all of the things necessary for you to work at home. So now they work at home, and it's not like the moment COVID was over, they said, okay, everybody back to work.
Mhm.
No,
That didn't happen.
that didn't happen. Everything just went status quo. So now they shut down buildings. They did. I'm not talking about the government. I'm
Mhm.
talking as a general
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah.
So what happens? They shut down buildings. They thought, oh, look at all the money we can save because people are working from home. Then the people working from home, including myself, like for Leslie Ann, we changed rooms. I set up an office for her. I did
Sure.
all these things, and
At your expense,
I
probably.
got a higher internet connection. They
Yeah.
didn't pay for that,
Yeah, at your expense.
etc., etc., etc. So now all of a sudden you get used to that and you build a life. We all do this. We do this on a consistent basis. We build a life based on our situation.
Yeah.
We try to
In
predict
that
the future.
moment. In that
We
moment.
try to predict
Yeah.
the future. We try to accommodate for it. But if we've done that for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, 5 years, some people, now they've built a life based around that particular situation. And all of a sudden, now they're going, oh, by the way, you're going to come back to work. So as far as I'm concerned, in your scenario, Polly, if I was the mother or the father, whatever the case may be, who decided to have the child basically knowing that we're going to be working from home and all of a sudden they're mandated there, I think they have a legitimate quote unquote complaint.
Complaint.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
I think these people should be accommodated. I don't care if it's the government, I don't care if it's private sector. The fact of the matter is, some of these people made these decisions and moved and made a life for themselves
And the decision to have a kid is not a professional decision. That is a personal decision
based
made
on
on their
circumstance,
own time.
based on circumstance.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you
Yeah.
just boom like that, you change the
So
circumstance
is the
on
company
something.
and or government, et cetera, that's mandating them back to work going to give them an opportunity to say, well, hey, we'll subsidize your daycare costs or
Correct.
whatever if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, as you said, that mom or that dad, maybe that's not the path they want to take. They don't want to put their child into
Correct.
a daycare setting. They prefer to have
Yeah.
the child at home. But
But
on
they
the
should
flip
have the
side,
option, you'd think.
on the flip side, if you have the option, okay, you want me back in the office, are you going to cover half my childcare costs or
Childcare.
whatever the
Yeah.
case may be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a comment there that if you could bring back up, James, and I'm sorry, the username is Tyro Dim
DTM, I don't know.
DTM Tyro DTM.
So
We're
he says, sorry,
No, go. Yep.
he says we're fairly maladaptive if circumstances change. There's a safety and predictability, and there's always a pushback to adapt and change things to a more efficient way. Regardless, we need to plan. You know what? I would agree with that statement to a great extent. But the fact of the matter is, as I just pointed out,
Mhm.
you make decisions based on the circumstances, number one, that you're in currently. Number two, what were the circumstances prior to that? And number three, in your best estimation at the time with the data that you have, okay, we are people that can predict.
Yeah.
And we always analyze and predict our next move. We do that in driving. We do that in every situation. We analyze where we're coming from, where we're at, and where we think we're going based on the data that we currently have.
Right.
I think a lot of people in this situation, based on the data that they had, thought that this was going to be a long-term thing. And I think they were led to believe that it was going to be a long-term thing.
Mhm.
So just mandating people back to work, maladaptive is an interesting word that you choose. I wouldn't have chose that.
That's right. It's Terra May we're talking
Oh,
about.
Terme. Maladaptive is an interesting word. I would not have chose that necessarily because I think people showed a lot of adaptability during COVID.
Mhm.
And it's
100%.
and it's these same people now. You can't call them maladaptive because they don't want to now go back.
Mhm.
Right? They were adaptive before,
Yeah. So why aren't they now?
right? So now all of a sudden you can't call them maladaptive,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense, Terme.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not maladaptive so much as they don't want to. They don't accept their new reality in that moment, as you
Yeah,
were talking about. Their new reality in this moment is COVID is over.
Mhm.
COVID is over. It's,
So let me ask
it's-
you that. Okay. So let's take this one step further. Then, COVID is over. Whatever strain, the 16,000 strains we had, and all the damn vaccines and
yeah.
everything else. Okay,
Mhm.
that's over.
Yeah.
What about tomorrow? What strain is coming down the
Well,
pipe day after tomorrow?
and you know it's happening.
Yeah, who else is going to get bit by a bat or something, wherever
Yep.
it came from? I mean,
Yep.
not to be downright rude, but the fact of the matter is, it's not like we're done with pandemics.
Oh, they're coming all the time.
Yeah. So what happens when the
Mhm.
next pandemic hits? So these people, these maladaptive people, now got to be adaptive again.
So now they got to go back.
And
home.
what? Going to go back to work from home?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're not yo-yos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right.
100%.
And keep in mind, sorry, I seem to have raised my voice a little bit in
Mhm.
frustration, but this doesn't affect me. I'm not talking from a personal aspect. It affects me none, zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, sorry,
Yeah.
Nicole says, "Hey boys, William James Kirkland just got home, and he says hello and happy
Oh.
Saturday."
Nice,
That's
William.
good. Yeah, no, you're right. Like again, there are who knows what we could have, tomorrow or 6 weeks or 6 months or a year from now, where we all have to go back and work from home.
Yeah.
But is that going to be this? We can't keep doing this. To your point, we cannot keep doing this
Yeah.
because sorry guys, viruses and they're it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen again and again and again and again and again. To your so what's the alternative? What the hell are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, like you
what-
said, we have to be adaptive. Terra May says, as a whole, humans aren't good at adapting without panic or stress.
I'm pretty.
I-
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty adaptable.
Yeah,
I'm pretty.
I'd like to think I'm pretty adaptable.
Yeah, I would say I don't fully agree with that because, and especially now that we have been through what we've been through
Yeah.
with COVID,
Well-
maybe we're more adaptive now. It's like, okay, I got to work from home again because we got
And
a strain.
It's
Okay,
funny
well,
because I
I'm
used
ready
to.
to do it.
It's funny because I used to grade and I used to write and I used to critique professional resumes. And one of my favorite buzzwords, and I said, put it in adaptability. But you put it on your resume.
Mhm.
Absolutely, because people want to know that you. Well, first of all, people want to know that you can do 3 things at one time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And second of all, people want to know that you can
Well-
turn 90 degrees.
I think,
Mhm.
I
You know what I
think
mean?
adaptability is.
I'd like to
I don't
think I
think
am.
you can survive right now without being able to adapt. Our world
In today's
is moving
world,
too quickly.
You're adapting to something new every day.
Our world is moving at breakneck speed, and if you can't adapt, you're out, man.
The problem. Speaking about adaptability, the problem that I have is technology.
Mhm.
That has been a cause for a real legitimate cause for concern for me.
Concerned, right?
As it is with a lot of elderly people. I'm just keeping up with technology has been a
It's moving.
quagmire.
It's moving
My
like crazy.
gosh,
Like everything else, technology change. I work
Oh.
in technology, and it changes every single day.
Every day.
There's something new, or
And-
a particular technological product or whatever comes out 6 months later. They've made adjustments and it's changed
And
again.
it's changed
Yeah.
again.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tell you what, we're on the cusp of something. If people are not paying attention, I'll tell you this. And mark these words. We are on the cusp of the internet. The internet came along, boom, revolutionized the world, right? There are so
Mhm.
many points in history where all of a sudden the world literally completely and utterly changed.
Yeah.
We are on the cusp. We're on the absolute edge of that happening right now.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask both of you a
And
question?
just so you know, we only got about 2 minutes.
Would you say that ChatGPT is revolutionizing the world
What's
right
AI?
now?
Chat GTP is the kindergarten
That was the
of
the
AI.
preschool, kindergarten.
Oh,
level,
well,
I think.
100%. Do you think that is?
just
d-
to get to the crux of your question.
yeah.
Chat GTP is kindergarten. We are already at high university
Oh,
level
100%.
AI.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah,
Chat
yeah.
GTP is
Uh,
the least of everything.
Yeah.
All right. What Gemini is doing, what Google is doing, what is happening currently in the world of AI.
Mhm.
In 5 years, you're not going to recognize this world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday morning, you chose to spend it with us. Just want to tell you on behalf of the 3 of us, we really appreciate you being here. Some of our discussions are serious, some of them are funny, some of them are just inane and useless. But the fact of the matter is, many of you come back each and every episode to watch this, and I want to tell you that we appreciate you very much. And the fact that you share your comments, Tara May's been so active, as is Nicole and everybody else. We really appreciate that. That is so nice to be able to have a discussion with people such as yourselves. So thank you for showing up. And if you please share this podcast, that would be awesome because we're trying to grow the
numbers.
the numbers.
And Tara May says, "Love the convo this morning, guys. She really
Nice.
appreciated it. That's great as well. And yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel as Cliff just said. We have moved over and we're strictly on YouTube now. So more subscribers, the better. Bring your friends, get them to subscribe.
Yeah. Share.
Click the
guys.
notification bell
Yeah.
as well because you'll see.
Yeah, if you're not
that we're
subscribed,
scheduled for
yes.
every Saturday morning at
Yeah.
10 a.m. We can be in your living rooms while you're having your coffee.
There you go.
And you can do that and enjoy our show. And by the way, the one thing I have noticed is we also have a lot of people that are watching the shows after, because you can go back to YouTube and watch it again if you miss something, or maybe you missed the show altogether. Because I've noticed our views have really gone up on
Yeah.
the after.
Oh, and very
portion of the
quickly, if
show.
you go to the YouTube thing, in order to see the videos, don't push video, click on live, because that's
Click
where you
on
find
live.
all the videos.
Yeah, because we're live streaming it. It all goes under live on the YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
so click there and make sure to go to our Facebook page. You can follow us there if you're not already following us as well. The Podlie Podcast Facebook page.
I'm wearing my pajamas next Saturday.
Are you? Well,
Hell
we're just going to keep you in a close up the whole time.
There you go. My bunny slippers.
All right, everybody, and thanks to James again for behind the screen and producing and switching the whole show for us here
Thanks,
live.
James.
And we'll see you all, I guess, next Saturday. Wow,
Next Saturday.
time
Have a
flies.
great week, everybody. Stay safe.
And stay happy.